So for IT, we have 4 units. Unit 1 and Unit 2, which comes under AS, whereas Unit 3 and 4 is under A2. So in Unit 1, it will be a written examination. Timing will be 2 hours. Total mark will be 80s, and there will be a different type of questions. Some of the question like a multiple choice question, short open or open response. So that means it's a like 2 or 3 mark type of question, and then there is some 8 to 12 mark question will be there. Now for topic 1, there will be total 6 chapters. So first chapter will be hardware and software, that we will discuss about a bit today. And then there will be a network, the online environment, IT systems, data and database, wider issues. So hardware and software is basically, this chapter will explain about how hardware and software will work, what is the difference between application and operating system, operating software, how the computer performance work, what is the meaning of storage, similar like that. Whereas when it comes to networks explain you like how the network give us the security, how Wi-Fi work, what is client server and peer to peer. Okay, and then the online environment is like we will learn about what is the meaning of cloud, how internet works, how online community works. One online community means we have a different type of Facebook group, right? So like some of the Facebook group, they have based on makeup, based on clothes, similar like that. So what will be the advantage and disadvantage of maintaining certain type of online communities? Then comes to IT systems. So IT systems is like system design, database design. So what is the meaning of database? Database is actually whatever we type something, right? Like in Facebook, when you are logging, you are writing your name and password, and then they save it to the database, right? So whatever the input we provide, that type of input are stored in our databases, right? In Facebook database. So this is a concept about database. So the database engineer are actually they are designing different type of database by using different type of diagram. They're designing system like software by using system design. So we learn about that in chapter 4, which is IT system. Then come to data and databases. So I already explained what's the meaning of database. So inside database, we will learn about how to write the query language to get data and fetch data, something like that. So when I type something, it storing Facebook database, right? So how it happened, what type of programming language they're using, we'll learn about that, but it's totally theoretical. Then come to wider issues. So wider issue is like what type of environmental impact that is happening due to the huge number of devices are making the organization, like laptop, computer, what type of environmental issue it creating to our earth. And then we learn about how we can protect our data. We learn about the type of laws that have in our online communities or in the world of internet, how the copyright work and how we can build by using maintaining law, legal and copyright thing. We can do some smart cities. How can we build a smart city, similar like that. Now move to unit 2. Unit 2 is there will be totally practical. In your examination hall they will give you a computer, so total mark will be 80, and they will give you 3 hour timing to solve the questions. So this one we will learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, designing web pages and semantic web. So in together, if I said like most of the students are actually scared about this part, unit 2, because they think that unit 2 is a bit harder. So no need to worry about that. I will provide you all the resources. So before your exam, I also give you some predicted question. So based on that, you can easily answer your exam paper. Or because, and beside that, some of the question, if you solve all the question paper, you will be quite similar like how these things is coming. Okay, it's a bit of repetitive, but they ask you a question in a different way so that they can confuse you. I will give you like teach you all the techniques how to solve this type of question. Okay? Now move to question number 3. Question number 3, sorry, not question number 3. In unit 3, it will be 2 hour exam and the total mark will be 80. I'm sorry about the unit 2. I think unit 2 is not 80 marks. There can be some mistakes. Okay, so move to unit 3. There will be total mark will be 80 and it will be a written examination. Total hour will be 2. So it is a part of A2, but still I will give you some of the concept what can be the unit 2. Unit 2 is actually there's some information that we learn about big data, machine learning, computer human interaction, how IT system work, a bit advanced about database. And then we will learn an advanced diagram for the database diagram, like normalization, similar like that. And we also learn about how a software development and do the process to create a software. Like one of the methodology is waterfall method. How this method they are applying, how they're applying this waterfall method to complete a certain project. Okay, this is a similar like that. Then come to unit 4. Unit 4 is also 3-hour exam. It is also a computer based practical exam, and this unit 4 is totally about databases. So do you have any question, Sira? Okay, so in our classes we'll give you each class recorded, and there will be a worksheet for each topic, and test will be given after you complete each chapter. I will give you the timing for test based on chapter wise, and after completing our syllabus we will go for mock. There will be 5. If we get more time, then it will be increases, maybe 6, 7 or 8. Now move to question chapter number 1, which is this one is unit 1, topic 1. Okay, hardware and software. So at first today I will just go through about the hardware part, so it will be easier for you to get an idea about how these topics feel like, similar like that. So hardware, inside hardware, the first part is digital devices. So what is the digital devices? In simple way, if I say, it is like whatever, it can be refrigerator, it can be washing machine, it can be TV, it can be monitor, it can be remote, right? Whatever the type of devices that is like organized in a digital way, it is a digital devices. It's not only about computer or phone. Then comes to the hardware part. Hardware is the physical part of computing devices, those that you can actually touch, right, are referred to as hardware. Contemporary, present day or modern digital devices include. Okay, so here I provide you some of the example what can be the digital devices. So one will be the laptop, the other one will be the notebook. So we know about the laptop, right? We know about the computer. And what is the embedded system? Okay, embedded system is actually the type of devices that can only do one task, right? For in our computer we can watch movie, we can see videos, right? But if we consider about washing machine, it can only do one task. That one is it can only wash the clothes. So this is an example of an embedded system. Like refrigerator, it can only cool the food. So this is an example of a embedded system which can only complete one task. Then comes to peripheral devices. So peripheral devices is, there is two part. One is an input device, other one is an output device. So what is the input device? Like by using my keyboard or my mouse, I just command this PC, right, to do certain tasks. Like when I click on this close button on this tab, that means I am ordering this PC to close this tab for me, right? So this way I am giving the input to my PC. So that's why it's an input devices. When I write something, I use my keyboard to write here, right? So that means I am giving the input to the PC to write something. Wherever the scanner is like the similar thing, that we are using the scanner, right? By using the scanner, we are giving the computer to print something. So for the output device is like printer. They are printing something. Output device can be the speaker. Speaker is providing us the sound of a certain movie, right? Wherever the display of the monitor is also a output devices, because they are giving us the pictures, right? They're outputting the pictures of a certain movie or something similar like that, or certain video. Then the part of the hardware comes with a mobile phone, because mobile phone we can also touch. There are some storage devices such as flash drive, like we have a pen drive. Do you know about the pen drive? So pen drive is one of the example of a flash drives. Now we will learn about understand the features and function of contemporary digital. So Shreya, do you have any question? Do you want to ask anything about this subject? Okay. So for understand the features and function of contemporary digital devices. So this one is actually in a simple term. If I explain you, it is like when we go or buy some of the digital devices, what the customer are mostly looking for. So first thing they're looking for is like, is it portable or not? Portable means can I carry it when I go anywhere, like for the laptop, right? I can carry my laptop to anywhere or everywhere wherever I go, but I can't carry my computer. So the advanced form, the engineering, the hardware engineering, they are mostly focusing on each and every device as how to make it more portable. So portable is a key features of many contemporary digital devices, especially mobile phones and tablets, right? These devices are designed to be carried around and used on the go. So this is an example of a portability. Then comes to wearable computer. Wearable computer means smartwatches. Like in recent days, one of the latest technologies is smartwatches, right? By using smartwatches, you can track your heart rate, you can track your steps, similar like that, are becoming increasingly popular as they allow user to access information and control devices without needing to take out their mobile phone. That means with using smartphone, they don't need to carry their mobile phones with them. Now we learn about the performance. Okay, so a performance of a PC depends on certain factor. Okay, so it can be the storage, RAM, it can be the battery, because I will explain all these things detailed in future. But just remember one thing, the performance depend on certain type of things. Okay, performance of a PC or even in mobile as well, both. So high performance is important for devices that need to process large amount of data quickly, such as computer and supercomputer. Like when I ask something to Google, it respond me instantly within few seconds, right? But if it's take 1 or 2 hours, then most of the people don't like to use it, because people don't want to wait, right? They want the reply faster. So that comes to performance. So the PC, the type of PC which have a higher performance, they do your task more quicker compared to lower performance. So game console, I think you know, joystick is one of the example of a game console, a design for high performance with powerful processor and graphics card to handle demanding games. So game is also considered as one of the software where high performance is needed, because game have a number of action, right? So whenever I kill someone, it must be done within a few seconds. If it takes 3 to 4 seconds to perform, then there will be no enjoyable things that comes out. Then come to microprocessor or single board computer are often used for specific tasks to require high processing power, such as in robotic or data processing. Okay, this particular means microprocessor or single board computer. There is one example about a pie chart or Raspberry Pi. Do you know about the Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi is actually a chip. So is a chip is like when we are using a certain PC, we have a box, right? Inside the box we have a monitor, we have a motherboard, similar like that, and when you connect everything, it's become a computer. But for Raspberry Pi, what we can do, there is one of the chip which is like this. This is an example of a Raspberry Pi. If you connect this with your monitor, it instantly open up with the interface, like similar like Mac or Windows. You can operate it similar like Windows and Mac, but there will be some functionality, less functionality, because it is not that much powerful like computer, Mac or Windows, but still you can use it. This type of chip is mostly used for IoT type of devices that people are making, mostly in university. So some of the students are working on facial recognition. They're using this type of devices to do that. It will be quite faster and easier for them. So this is an example of a microprocessor. Then comes to the storage. Okay, so storage is one of the thing that is also considered for a performance based, because performance is also depend on storage, because the type of PC or laptop have more storage, their performance more faster, their speed is more faster. Okay, they are proportional to each other. So all contemporary digital devices have some form of storage, such as hard drives, solid state drives, and removable solid state drives. That means they are saying that there are three types of storage devices that mostly uses by the computer. One is hard drive, second one is solid state drive, third one is removable storage drive. Okay, so hard drive is connected to our PC and it is cheaper. It is uses magnetic to store the data, whereas solid state drives is a bit expensive. It is uses electric to store the data, and it is a bit expensive and mostly popular nowadays because it load everything quite faster compared to hard drive. Whereas removable storage media is similar like that, where it is an example of a flash drive or a pen drive. There you can store some of the data and then you can take it out and carry with you. This is a removable storage media. Then come to network attached storage is a type of storage that can be accessed by multiple devices over a network and allow for easy sharing of files and resources. So network attached storage is one of the important topic that is mostly come to the questions. Many times it comes. So this one is actually, there is, if you think about an organization, what they do, they have one database and that one is connected to different pieces, like 10 to 12 pieces, and the server and the admin of the database give the permission for each of the employee. So certain employee have a account and password, based on that they can log into the PC, but whatever they are saving, each and everything save on here. Okay, so when an employee leave, if something happened to the PC, the admin of that certain organization can able to access all the data because they have one database, and whatever the employee are saving, it is storing here. Okay, now we move to what is the meaning of redundant array of inexpensive disk storage, a type of storage that uses multiple hard drive. Okay, so this is one of the RAID. The full form for RAID is redundant array of inexpensive disk. This one is used by most of the organization. Like they have a 4 to 5 hard drive. Okay, in simple language, if I say, it is like they have a 4 to 5 hard drive. Why? Because if something happened to one, the other 4 will cover. Okay, or maybe there is another one that will cover. So what happened? This can be the main one, and this will be the duplicate one. So whatever come, it saves here and it duplicate here as well as a backup. So if something happened to this disk will save them. So this is an example of a RAID. Now we'll come to user interface. So what is the meaning of user interface? So Shira, do you have any question regarding, you understand, right? Okay, so please let me know if you don't understand or not getting what I am saying. Okay, so what will be the meaning of user interface? In simple way, if I say user interface is how you interact with the devices, right? So we have a monitor, right? By using our monitor, we interact with the PC. We interact because we can see by using our monitor. We can see like this is the letter. This is one of the example of an interface. So the user interface of a digital device refer to how the user interact with the device. This include input device such as keyboard and touch screen. So you can use touch to respond to your devices, but some of the computer or laptop are not touch screens, are not touchable, right? So that time you are using keyboard. So this is also one of the way you are inputting your interface to do certain tasks. And output devices that I already mentioned, it can be monitor and speaker. The design of the user interface is an important consideration for manufacturer as it can affect the usability of the design, because user interface is one of the most important thing that need to be careful each and every software developer or even the hardware developer as well, because they so that the user can able to use it without thinking. This is one of the technique that people are using, that when you are creating a software, try to make it a way so that people won't think before click. Like here is one of the example of a button, right? So I don't need to search for where is the search, where is the share button. I can just open and then say, okay, this is the share button. So I don't have to think. That means when a certain user are using any of the software and they have to think where the certain thing is, they will not get interested to use that certain software. So that's why user interface is one of the most important thing when creating a software. So the design of the software user interface is an important consideration for manufacturers as it affects the usability of the devices. Some devices such as biometric scanner and barcode reader provide additional input method for secure authentication and data input. So here it is saying that some of the devices like as biometric scanner, I think you know what is the meaning of biometric scanner or barcode reader. So provide additional input method, like they have a additional input method for inputting the data. So one of the example it can be retina. If you think about the retina, you don't need to touch it or type anything. You just look on the camera and they just scan your retina by using their sensor or maybe the camera power, right? Retina or iris. Whereas the speaker type of recognition is depend on your voice. Your input is your voice. You have to give the permission of this recognition based on your voice. Whereas facial recognition is depend on your face, right? Your face structure. Facial recognition is actually work based on the structure of your face structure or eye structure. Based on that, it identify that okay, you are the certain person. So some of the user, this is the example of a user interface that we are using in our daily lives. And in modern days, we're using this type of interface in our security purpose as well. So it can be facial recognition, it can be retina, iris, similar like that. Now we'll come up with the connectivity. So for the connectivity, we know that there will be a different type of cable we can connect. Do you know about the Ethernet? Ethernet such as, okay, so by using Ethernet we are getting the internet, right? It is an example of a connectivity. We have a wireless using Wi-Fi or other wireless standard. Wireless means there is no cable related. We can get the data from the air. That type of connectivity type of things is called Wi-Fi. The other one is Bluetooth. Okay. And beside that, we also have a USB and HDMI. So HDMI, why we are using HDMI? We are using HDMI to transfer the high quality video from one devices to another. Okay. We are using USB to charge our devices or even transfer the data as well. Then comes to media support. So what is the meaning of media support? Contemporary digital devices support a wide range of media format including audio, video and images. Some devices such as camera and scanner are specifically designed for capturing media. So when it comes to media means it can be audio, it can be video, it can be images, right? And what will be the devices that is uses for capture the certain media? It can be camera, it can be microphone, right? Microphone is uses for capturing the audio. So this is the type of devices that is mostly uses to capture media type of product or media type of file. Other devices such as smart TVs, games console are designed to display high quality video and graphics. So TV, game console, these are the similar type of thing that is designed to display high quality video and graphics. So you can get some high quality video and graphics from this type of devices. This is working as a output devices. Now we'll come to about some similar like energy consumption. So what is the meaning of energy consumption? Energy consumption is an important point to consider for manufacturing as it affects the cost of running the device and its impact on the environment. So nowadays our laptop or even our mobile phone, they are mostly energy consume. They have a features about battery savings, right? And also you can use your battery for 2 to 3 days for the even for the smartphone as well. But in 2010 or 11, the smartphone battery are not longer like the way it is now. So they already invent something where they are saving the energy so that the smartphone or laptop can cover up to 6 hours, or sorry, the smartphone can cover up to 2 days, similar like that. So this is one of the example of energy consumption. So when are people going for buying any type of PC or mobile phone, they're always concerned about the battery charge, right? How much it can run through a day or maybe even 2 days or 3 days. So the power of the battery is longer, it can save more power or it can run for a longer time. So mobile phone and tablet often have batteries that can be recharged, while other devices are designed to be always be plugged in. Like some of the batteries or mobile phone we can recharge, right? So we don't need to change the battery each time when our charge is gone. So some of the battery are like this, you can charge your battery when the charge is gone, similar like that. So this way they are saving the energy. Some devices such as a smart thermostat as designed to be energy efficient. Okay, this is one of the example of a smart home, right? Inside the smart home, one of the example or one of the devices that people are using, which is a Zigbee, that is controlling the temperature of the houses. Like in America or Canada, they have mostly winter environment, right? So what happened, this type of devices, just 1 minute, okay? So this type of devices is uses for monitoring the temperature inside the house. Then there is something about expansion capability and security features. So expansion capability is like some devices such as computer and microprocessor single board computer have expansion slot for adding additional hardware such as graphic cards and network card. Okay, so in simple way, if I say to you what is the meaning of expansion capability, expansion capability means you can expand, right? Like if your PC, if your laptop storage is now 20 GB, you can able to make it larger to 1 terabyte. This is one of the example of expansion. So your laptop have an ability to expand, right? This is a similar like that. And then when it comes to security security is an important consideration for many digital devices, because security is one of the thing that each and every devices provide. Your mobile phone have a security features which is facial recognition, touch, fingerprint recognition, right? Your laptop have a facial recognition. Your laptop also have some fingerprint recognition, iris recognition, similar like that. So RAID storage provide redundancy and protect. Okay, RAID is, I already mentioned about these things. RAID is a database, number of database, right? RAID means these things. So in IT, what happened, we will take out some of the previous topic and we'll go through it. So some of the things are actually repeated, and the chapter for each topic is a bit, you feel like that chapter is quite long or bit longer, but the thing is that when you will solve the question paper, it will be more easier. But at the first thing that we have to know each and everything, right? Whatever inside the syllabus, because we don't have any specific books. Now we will come about the storage. Do you know what is the meaning of storage, Shira? Okay. Storage is where we store all our data. That is the example of a storage. So one of the example of the storage is RAM, which is a random access memory. Okay. So random access memory is a fast, quickly accessible, volatile, losses data when power is turned off. That means when you off your computer, shut down your computer, after that when you open it, it lose all the data. Usually low storage capacity compared to secondary storage. So here, what is the meaning of primary and secondary storage? Do you know about that? Okay, can you tell me what's the difference between primary and secondary? Okay, I explain you. Primary means the type of data that can't able to remember after you shut it down, okay, or that can't to store. Like when I'm giving the instruction to this tab, like open the tab, close the tab, right? This type of instruction goes to the RAM, and the RAM provide this instruction that okay, you have to open the certain tab, you have to close it, right? Or similar, like if I do something, if I close it or open it, I open some of the software. This is the task, daily task managed by the RAM. Whereas ROM, that is come under hardware. No, sorry, no, not ROM. Whereas the secondary storage is hard drive or SSD that I already mentioned here. Where? Here. So what is hard drive and SSD? The task of secondary memory is they will save your file, they will save your picture, whatever you do, whatever the file you have, they save it for a unlimited time until you delete it. When you shut down your computer, you open it, you will still get all the files in your PC. So that one is working as a secondary storage. In simple way, if I say the secondary storage is the one which is responsible and they don't lose any of the data. Okay, and what is the meaning of the ROM? ROM is read only memory. That one is fast, can be read from but not written to. That means you can only use it to read but not written. Hold BIOS firmware which is needed to load the operating system. Okay. In simple way, if I say what is the meaning of ROM, like when we buy a certain computer, we are not getting anything. There is no operating system, nothing. There is only a PC. So when you go to the market and buy certain laptop, after we buy, they install it into our PC. So how they install it into the PC? Because operating system, you know what is the operating system? Windows, Mac, and the other one is Linux. This is an example of an operating system. So without operating system, how computer know or how computer stores operating or install operating system? So when we don't have any operating system, that time ROM help us to install the BIOS. Okay, by using the BIOS, we install our operating system to the PC. And then your operating system, when it install your operating system, your operating system can able to identify some of the devices. Like when you click on your keyboard, how your PC understands is this is your keyboard. Your operating system is help them to recognize that this is a mouse, this is a keyboard, right? So we are using ROM to install our operating system. That's the simple way to use the ROM. And for the cache, if we come to the cache one, it is just simple way. If I say cache help you to understand or to recognize whatever the task that your uses daily. It just store it so that it can access it faster. Like I have so many application here. If you like in my PC, I have like 100 applications, but I'm not using the 100 application every day. I'm using 2 or 3 applications. So cache is actually help to understand, okay, this certain type of application is mostly users. So they store it and it will quickly load on your operating system. This is an example of a cache. Now we will come to the storage device, secondary storage device. This one is all our secondary storage devices. Okay. So here we will not lose any type of data. Each and every data will be stored in our PC. So one of the example is magnetic tape. Do you know the magnetic tape that we use? This type of tape is popular, I think, in 1990 or 2000, something like that. Do you know about that? Okay. So magnetized bit of tape. So this is one of the example of a storage, secondary storage devices, right? Where people are able to store their data, store their song, right? Magnetized bit of tape, very high capacity, very cheap, but the speed of read and write is quite slow. Then it comes to the second version. Okay, the second version is optical hard drive. So in your exam, they can ask you the features of the secondary storage. Like they can ask you write the some of the functionality or some of the features about solid state drive. Okay, so similar like that, they can ask you anything. They can ask you about the magnetic tape, optical hard drive, solid state drive, similar like that. So optical hard drive, what is the optical hard drive? Optical hard drive is after the magnetic tape it came. So there is a moving disk. Okay, by using a moving disk, it can read and write the data. Its capacity is quite higher, like the storage of this type of drive is quite higher. It can store 1 to 32 terabyte of data. It is not that much expensive. It is slow read and write speed, may be damaged by shock. Like if there's something happen with the electricity, it can be damaged. Large magnet can erase all data on it. Similar like that. Then comes to solid state drive. Solid state drive is very fast read and write, expensive, no moving part, low power and relatively low storage capacity. So solid state drive is the most advanced one. That is, now people are mostly using this solid state drives, and it is a bit expensive, but it load and read and write that quite faster compared to optical hard drive. This one is optical hard drive is actually the CD that we are using. Before I think 2004 2005, this type of CD is quite popular, and this one is currently the solid state drive is the most popular because it consumes less power, it is more faster, but the disadvantage of this thing is a bit expensive compared to other. And relatively removable solid state SSID card, that means SD card, mid price range, very small and portable. This one is mainly we're using this in our in our mobile phone. We're using this type of memory storage. This one very small and portable, used in phone and camera as expandable memories. Like if your phone have 64 GB memory, but you can also extend it to 128 GB or 1 terabyte, right? They have an option like that. So for that reason, you can buy this type of memory card and then you can insert it inside your phone to expand your storage device's capacity. Now it comes to network attached storage. So what is that? This one is similar, like I already mentioned, this one is similar like this network attached storage, where inside one network there will be one database and 3 to 5 or maybe 10 to 20 computers connected to it. So this is the example of this is another type of storage that can be shareable with number of people. So normal storage devices connect to a network, remotely accessible, susceptible to network failure. Then it comes to RAID storage. RAID means the similar thing is there will be a multiple drive will be there. If there is one thing happen to one of the hard drive, the other 4 or 3 will be covered up, right? Similar like that. Okay, so this one is one of the unit 1. Now we will just discuss about a little bit about unit 2. Do you know about HTML, CSS or JavaScript, Shira? Okay. No, CSS. Okay, you don't know about CSS and JavaScript. Okay. So HTML, CSS and JavaScript, we will use this one. This one. Okay. Do you have these tools in your PC? This is called VS Code. No, okay. So I will give you a file where you can just download it, because we will use this one to work on our programming languages. So today I just give you some of a little bit example of a HTML. Okay, so it will be easier for you to get what it is. Just wait, okay, 1 minute. You know about the classroom, right? That we have a classroom. Here I will upload all the notes and recording and everything. So HTML is not considered as a programming language. Okay, HTML is actually uses to structure something. That's it. Nothing, just to structure something. So if I give you an example of a calculator, just 1 minute. This is one of the example of a HTML. Like I designed one of the calculator by using only HTML. Okay, where what HTML did, it just give me the ability to write the text, provide me an input box and the number of the button. Is it okay, or I do it a little bit zoom? Is it visible? Okay. So this is one of the example of a computer where I'm not using any type of CSS or JavaScript. And then after that, I use and then after that I use CSS. So when I use the CSS, how it looks like this. In a simple way, if I say what is the meaning of CSS, CSS means it just color your website and then it will align it to a perfect position, like from to the left I make it to the center, right? I color each and every button. I make this input input, sorry, this one is a input box. Input box means where you can write something. Okay, I make this input box a bit wider and increases the height as well. But when I click, it's not work because I did it not work because I didn't add the JavaScript. JavaScript is the programming language. Okay, so I need to add the JavaScript. So after that, this button will be workable. So after I add the JavaScript, now it's working. So I hope you will get a bit clear understanding what is the difference between HTML, CSS and JavaScript, right? In future, we'll know about this more in future, okay? When we'll go through the code. So for the HTML, this is the structure of HTML. This is a structure of a HTML. So HTML always start with doc type. What is the meaning of doc type? Doc type is actually providing the version of the HTML. Like each type of coding have a version, right? Each and every year they have an updated version. Like currently we are using HTML5, but in 10 years ago maybe we are using HTML only. But 1, 2, 3, 4 they are increasing their version. So when their version is increasing, they have some updated with the code. So in this way, it understands that this is a HTML version. So when it comes to doc type, declare the document type and version of HTML being used. The doc type declaration is used to specify that the document is an HTML5 document. It must be the very first thing in an HTML document before the HTML tag, right? Before this tag, we use these things. Then, when it comes to then it comes to this HTML. We use this HTML as a second tag. So each and every this type of thing is called tag. This one is a starting tag. HTML is a starting tag and the ending tag. Okay, ending tag, there will be a backslash and then HTML. This is starting and this is a ending. Inside HTML, we have other two tags. One is head tag and the other one is end of a head tag. Is it okay? I think you know this, right, Shira? Okay. Then it comes to body. Meta, I will explain it to you later. What is the meaning of meta? But for the link, what is the meaning of link? Link means if you have an external JavaScript file or if you have external CSS file like script.js, this type of thing is uses for JavaScript. Style.css, this one is uses for CSS, right? And if we want to connect these two, then we have to add it inside here, inside this link, like they are connecting it to style.css, right? This way we are connecting to each other. And this is the title where you can see in your here, like this part. On your tab, you will see the name of the title here. And inside the body, whatever you will write, it will be visible to your browser. So whatever I will write here, it will be visible here. So inside head is mostly uses for SEO or type of, attach external link and the title of the browser. This is a function of a head. And inside the body, we have a different type of tag. We have H1, which represents header 1. And header 1 is the, if I write HTML, you can see this is the header 1. We have header 1 from 1 to 6. So there is 1, then it can be header 2, it a bit smaller. Then there is 3, a little bit smaller. Then there will be 4 until you will get until 5, 6. So we uses the header different type of website when we are working on that. We will use this type of things. Okay, and for describing some of the things we use P as a paragraph tag. Each and every tag have opening and closing tag, but some of the tag don't have any closing end tag. That one I will discuss it later. So suppose if I want to describe something, I use E tag. I think this one you are clear, right, Shira? Okay. So we understand about the elements. What's the meaning of elements? Elements mean basic building block of an HTML document. Elements usually consist of a start tag, content, and an end tag. Some elements like image are self-closing tag and do not require an end tag. Right, if I use any image tag here, image, I don't need any end tag. It will be like this. Some of the other tag, it can be BR. You know what is the meaning of BR? BR is actually give a break between two lines. The other one is HR. That one is giving a line here. Okay. So for in our class, we will continue with unit 1 and unit 2. Maybe 2 days or 1 day we will go through unit 1, or 2 days we will go through unit 2, because unit 2 are mostly practical, so it will need more time to grasp. So that's why we will try to give more time to unit 2 practical coding. So do you know how to share your computer screen, Shira? Okay, so because today I think I just give you the VS Code file, so it will be easier for you to install everything. Your operating system is Windows or Mac? Windows. Okay. Okay, so I will give this file to, if you don't mind, can you share your screen if you don't have any problem? So I will just give you the file, how to do it. Yeah, because your Mohima Miss will give you everything, okay, after today's class. So you just share your screen so that I can just give you the link and all, how to do it. So it will be easier for you to understand how this class will go on. Or if you have any issue, is okay, we can do it next class, no problem.